This is Noob, and this is probably the first video I've uploaded to this channel that's not like a tutorial or something. In this video, I'm just going to be looking at different graphics programs written in RCBasic. They could be games, apps, anything that's showing off graphical capabilities. And most of these aren't gonna be made by me. I'll mention who made each one as I started. I will show off some of the stuff that I've done as well. Just wanted to give my reactions to stuff that people in the community have done, as well as showing off things that can be done in RCBasic. Some of this stuff is actually probably more impressive than anything I'm even capable of doing, but it does show what talented coders are able to do. So let me go ahead and switch to. All right, I already have a folder with some of the games I found on a forum downloaded. Just going to start with air hockey. Which, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and just run these in studio, I think. Yeah. Let's just pull that over and run it. And this was made by, was it B+? I think it was originally made by B+ in another language. I think this conversion was done by Jono. I could be wrong on that, but I know the original version is done by B+. In small basic. So let's go ahead and start this. And I'm already pretty impressed with like the physics. I mean, like the physics calculations done here. Like getting a bouncing ball to feel kind of not like sticky or floaty is pretty tough. This is actually a pretty hard game too. I suck at air hockey in general, so I do feel like in this one though, there's like I like that last thing where it hit inside the goal. I felt like should have been a point for me, but And I do feel like the AI is also pretty well done in this as well. It doesn't feel like it's just too good to be beaten, while not feeling like impossible to lose to. So that is air hockey. I think that was pretty well coded. So next one, Asterox. I believe this was done by. Let me look at that real quick. I believe this was done by Jono. Yeah. So this is done by Jono56. I think this is like a asteroids type game. So I'm digging the music in it. So. Alright, so. Oh crap. Ah. This is one game I've never been particularly great at. But it is like fun to play these type of games where like you're maybe like playing with a few people and just trying to compete to get the high score. More than anything, I really like the aesthetic, the music in this. The controls feel pretty good. I mean, and I really like that screen shake effect. I might have to dive into this code sometime and see how, like, you know, Jono pulled off that screen shake, but that was pretty nice. So. Really like that game. I would like to see more done with this, like maybe after like having a few levels where if you clear a level, you know, you go on to another level with, you know, a different background, but just, you know, really well done. This one is Galaxy Ranger. Who did this? So this was done by J7M on the forum. On his GitHub page, he goes by Joe7M. So let's start up some Galaxy Ranger. I really like the intro splash screen right here. Got like the retro vibe down. Seems to be something up with the controls. Let's see if it happens in a game. It does seem like it seemed like the keyboard was just automatically pressing down. Let me see if that was just, yeah, there does seem to be an issue with how the keyboard is being read. And maybe it could be that my controller's plugged in also. Yeah, so it let me unplug the controller. Alright, so this is probably best played without a controller. Like with the Xbox controller plugged in, it was like glitching out. So, alright, and I think, yeah, space to shoot. This is actually a pretty professionally done game. Like, this is something I can picture you actually, like, you know, being able to go to a store and buy it for the computer, or like maybe downloading shareware back in the 90s. I don't know if there's a power up to speed your ship up, but it does feel like you move really slow. Well, at least you get to shoot faster. And I know I'm not doing well, but on this, but I'm actually a fan of shoot 'em up type games. Like I play a lot of like shmups like Toho and I was recently playing through this game called Death Smiles. Is there like a boss at the end of this? I really like the music, and I wonder if he did the music himself also. It just takes so many hits to destroy some of these things. From a technical point of view, I think this is actually pretty impressive. Like bullet patterns like those is like usually involves like quite a bit of math to be able to pull off smoothly like that. Also, I think like it's hard to tell what's background and what's not sometimes. So I think this like maybe less in the background or less in the foreground would have probably made this a little bit easier to figure out what I was looking at sometimes. Oh. Huh. Oh, I guess, I mean, I was assuming that I was going to get to a boss eventually, but I guess you just play this for the high score. And it doesn't look like the high score screen works. Oh, you have to use the arrow keys. So, I'm just going to hit in. Zero. B. Yeah. So this is actually probably one of my like favorite games I've tried out so far. I could picture myself trying to go back and see how long I can last and stuff. I wonder, did he? I mean, he included a link to his GitHub page on the forum as well, so you can probably head there and check out the source code if you want to see how that was made. These next two were made by Rosie. So let me see. I have to build this source code. I feel like the one criticism I do have is like that's I get it's like old school arcadey style, but that sound effect's kind of annoying right at the beginning. All right. I can't even tell if I'm controlling anything. Is this like just a demo or something? All right. Alright, yeah, now I'm controlling it. I'm the red car. Ah, man, this is hard to control. Oh boy, come on. Stay off the corners. Like, is there like a number of laps in the race? I can't even tell by looking at the UI. And like, man, like I feel like this is turning a little too hard just for me pressing the arrow keys a little bit. So maybe lowering the sensitivity on this would be pretty good. But I do also just suck at this game. I guess it probably just goes on forever. I don't know. I can't even tell. I'm gonna just try to do this lap. If I can just get past that line. Alright, yeah, I see it. I guess I have 5 laps left. But, probably, oh yeah, I just lost anyway. I guess, oh, there's other tracks too. Huh. That's, I guess if you're a fan of this, you're definitely getting content out of it. I just really am terrible at this type of game. I've played them before, but from a technical point of view, I would say this is pretty competent programming. Like the momentum, the drift of the car around the corners. I felt I don't know what kind of math or like algorithm is involved in that, but it's executed pretty smoothly. Only thing I can say is like maybe the controls are a little too sensitive, so maybe adding a delay in your code between like key presses, like a timer that like checks how long you've held it, and then adjusting your control off of that, or at least giving the option of lowering or raising the sensitivity when you start the game would probably be a good idea. But overall, that was a decent game. Next, I do not even know. ZX Rajdi. Let's pull this over and run this. And what is this? I can't read this language, so I'm gonna assume we have to press 1. What is that? Nothing's happening. Maybe if I press 2. Huh. Well, this looks. I can't read this, so this may be something I'm just not able to play because of the language barrier. If I figure out how to play this, I might come back to this in another video, but I guess I'm gonna leave this for now. This is really cool. This is a basic interpreter that was written in RCBasic. So it's an interpreter for Tiny Basic written in RCBasic. And this, I think, is this is like a Star Trek game written in the interpreted basic that's being ran in RCBasic. This is just like basicception. I think this is really cool. So let's run this. I've ran this before when this was posted by somebody on the forum. I forgot who posted this. You know what? I cannot find who. Maybe it's in the source code. I should have checked there. It's not there either. If I figure out who posted this, I'll update the comments or maybe the description with it. I can't find it. Let me look one more time. Yeah, alright, so this was written by Ed Davis. He posted this on a forum last year. So let's go ahead and run this. Is it already running? Just run a simple command, see if this is I don't know, I don't think that's running anything. Let's try this again. I wonder if I could just drag and drop that. I forgot how to get this to run. It's building and running. It's just not doing anything because I think it's expecting a certain input when you run it. So does it have to be passed as a command line argument? I may have to also go back and look at how to run this as well, and then I'll come back to this next time I decide to do a video like this. But yeah, those were some cool games demos. I think I also pulled yeah, I didn't pull any I had Jono's sprite editor pulled, but I do not know where I put it. Maybe I stuck it in my downloads folder. Oh yeah, I did pull these too, so let me go ahead and pull these. And I may not go through all of these today, but I will go through a couple more. So this carousel one I know was a pretty cool demo. This was done by Jono. I always just really liked the effect that he pulled off with this. So, but this might. I figure, yeah, this might be actually. No, yeah, it might still. Build and run. Oh. This unfortunately, yeah, so this effect of like it's spinning, this one seems to be like having an issue of priority and like yeah, this one has like, you know, some kind of alternating effect. It's like moving in a figure 8. But there was like a later version of this that had actual icons and stuff. I'm gonna see if I can find that sometime. This is the sprite editor, which I contributed some code to. I think I just contributed a function to export to a BMP file, and I may have added something else. I don't even remember. But this, when you see something like this, means it was made in an earlier version of RCBasic. Last year I made this one change, which was like adding an argument where you can specify your window flags, and then the last argument specifies that you want it to want vsync turned on or not, which okay. So yeah. This seems to have some responsiveness issues. It looks like the hovering effects are working though. Are you able to like click quit? Yeah. So I know there was later versions of this. I would like to. I think he has that on GitHub as well. Yeah. So and this is I think this was made by T-Bird in an earlier version of his engine that he's been working on. Oh, engine or framework, however you want to work it. Like this icon is from a much earlier version of RCBasic. That was the last icon that I actually made myself. So this is, and nothing happened. Let me try to launch it again. Something's happening. I don't think this works. Huh. I can't even close out of it. All right. Maybe if T-Bird uploads a newer version of that, I may try to go back to that eventually. So I think, and actually let's check out Bust Out real quick. I'm sure this is just a breakout clone. Who made Bust Out? Alright, so this was made by Jono. We've covered a lot of his stuff today. Let's see. Yeah, this needs that window argument as well. And let's try to run that. Oh, great. Line 207, missing number or variable to negate. This looks like it might just be a syntax error, which, yeah, guessing that was supposed to be that. And right, this looks like it was probably designed to run in vsync, because that seems like it was going too fast. So let me adjust that on the arguments here. Older versions of RCBasic forced every graphics window into vsync, so older programs were designed around that. Yeah, and it seems to be running a lot smoother now. It didn't change the fact that I am still sucking at it, but like, you know, this game actually has a lot of history with BASIC. I don't know if anybody knows anything about like Steve Wozniak and, like, you know, the first what was like the first Apple computer. He designed the BASIC interpreter for the sole purpose of being able to make this game entirely in BASIC. Wow. He was probably better at the game than I am too. Oh, come on. Huh. Yep, I'm still terrible at that. So those were some games made by a few people on the forum. I'm glad I could, you know, get a chance to cover some of the stuff that people have been doing. I didn't get to cover all this stuff here, but I may come back to it some other time. I think I'm also going to quickly cover some of the stuff I've been working on. So let's start with, I recently I uploaded my Calamity 3D engine to the forum. So let me just go to the Calamity 3D demo I made, which is not a project. So yeah, and this is just showing off like some like 3D capabilities inside of an engine I made over a holiday break. So, and you can move around in this scene and look up and down. And RCBasic does not have any 3D functions. So this is all done in software for the most part. I did add this function, draw geometry, in 3.19, and it basically can draw textured triangles, and that's what makes this scene possible. It doesn't have like Z buffer depth or anything, so all that math, the divide by Z, and like the lens, camera lens effect, perspectives, and all that other stuff, as well as rotations, all this other stuff, it's done completely in software with, you know, math and stuff. So anybody who's interested in learning that, like, you can dive into this source code and check that out. That was one thing I've been working on recently. Another thing that I've probably been working on for a while, and one day I am going to finish it, is this game, Grazor. So let's start this. Actually, let me make sure I'm on the Grazor project, and yeah. Currently, like, you know, you can set options to go full screen or window. I'm just gonna keep this in windowed. And let's just go to new game. And you have a sword, you have a gun, and you have a jump, as well as like a down. Like, you know, you can do like just a regular slash in the air, and then you can do this down slash by pressing down in the attack button. Yeah. The reason why I was jumping while doing that is, like, Actually, no, I fixed it. Huh. I didn't think I had fixed it yet. There was like a point where you weren't able to shoot like there. I know you can't shoot while you're ducked here, but um ah and another thing I need to fix is these checkpoints. You should actually, yeah, this checkpoint did work. Let me try to just rush past this, see how far I can get without nope. All right. I guess I'll end that there. I have beaten the whole first level of that. It is beatable. I'm just not doing too great right now. And I did say I was going to show off some just graphics examples that weren't in game. So let me show off the engine that I built for Grazor. I call this Noob Engine. It takes a while to compile. There's a lot of code here. And yeah, so the GUI for this is written entirely in RCBasic as well. The GUI was specifically made for this editor. Let's load that stage that I was just playing on, and there's a lot of vertical space in the stage that's just not used. I had planned on making this more vertical at one point, but I just didn't like the way it like played out. So, but yeah, this is that entire stage, and you can see all of the different enemies. Grazor itself should be on this list somewhere. Or actually, I think Grazor might be added in code, because you can there's functions to just create actors in code, which sometimes may make more sense. And then you have all these shapes are collisions on this layer. So and then you have all your animations. You can set animations for your tiles. You can set animations for your sprites, as well as the collision boxes and stuff, which the entire box is used for collision on this sprite. Yeah, so this is just showing off our other capabilities RCBasic has besides just games and stuff. I mean, this is still basically being used to make a game, but showing off that you can make a GUI application as well. I do not think I have really anything else that I want to try to go over in this video, but I wanted to take this opportunity to just show off some graphics capabilities in RCBasic before I get ready to go into this graphics programming series. It's going to be covering opening a graphics window, all the canvas features, and then various different techniques for drawing graphics on the screen. You have your graphics parameters, drawing images, rotation, scaling, and hopefully clarifying things that I know a lot of people seem to have been confused on, specifically on canvases. A lot of people don't seem to understand how the canvases work. The canvases in RCBasic, just to let you know, are they're the main things that you use to draw on a window, and I want to try to clarify a little bit more on how you can use those more effectively. So if that's something you're interested in, I guess I will see you in that graphics programming series. Glad I could get the chance to highlight some of the cool stuff that people have been doing in RCBasic. And thanks for watching.